schießen, nicht schießen. Don't shoot. Captain Sergei reporting for duty. Basically, one of those situations, you know, when sometimes you have to listen to your inner voice. Here's the story. Yesterday, like you saw the previous video, I decided to stop in Laramie, and it started snowing about 25 miles out. And then I came here, I find parking, everything is cool, but actually on the way I was driving and thinking, you know, maybe I should go a bit further east, because this snow, it was pretty bad, right? But then I passed it, so it's like, of course, you know, the snow, it does not, the storm, it does not stay in the same place, it keeps moving, right? And I'm thinking, okay, if it's moving, how fast can it be moved? Like an hour? Like if I'm somewhere like 30-40 kilometers ahead, can it catch with me? And of course you're thinking, even if the storm moves like 5 kilometers per hour, 3 miles per hour, in 8 hours it'll still cover this distance, right? Like 25 miles. And that's what happened. I wake up in the morning. Well, I couldn't sleep because it was so cold, so I had to start my bunk heater. And then I look at the forecast on my phone. It says minus 10 Celsius. And I checked the conversion rate for you American guys. Specifically those guys in Florida marching around in beach sandals. So minus 10 Celsius is 14 F. So I got scared because this is like the first snow I see and the first cold this year. So I started the truck, but the truck started fine because, you know, at that temperature the fuel can start gelling, right? So I ran the engine until like it was time to go inside the truck stop, and I had some breakfast, and then yeah, I started checking Wyoming road conditions on Google Maps and on Wyoming DOT website, and it looks pretty bad, but mostly it looks like it was closed westbound, you know, and eastbound, and I was checking cameras, but then eventually the server just shut down. I guess there was too many people doing the same thing at the same time, so the map just stopped showing, you know, interactive, you know, markers, you know. But Google Maps just says pretty much always westbound, like spots between. Oh, but why I mention Cheyenne is because all these bad things are happening here between Laramie and Cheyenne. Well, and west of Laramie, but basically Cheyenne seems like a break-even point after which it's slow, but you can still go, you know. And so if yesterday there was no snow, right? The roads were open. But the thing why I decided to stop was because right ahead of me going east there's this big mountain, right? And I checked the sunset time. The sunset was like in 15 minutes after I shut down here. And I just didn't want to drive there in the dark, you know. But that's what it gets. So now it's already 11 Eastern or 9 local time, and I see all guys are leaving. And so what do you do in a situation like this when you're not sure if you're gonna be stuck on the side of the road? I remembered that I didn't have, my jug was pretty much empty of water, and so I made sure that I have water. So I bought a fresh, like a jug of 1 gallon of water, because if you're stuck somewhere, if you don't have food, you're okay up to 7 days, you know. But if you have what, if you don't, I mean, wait a second. Yeah, up to, no, even longer than that. Basically, you need water. If you don't have food and you don't have water, that's it, you're done. But if at least you have water, you're fine. But then you saw me just now, so my hands were full because I got a jug of water in one hand, and then I had another necessity, a jug of windshield wash. And so I made sure my tank is full over there, because, you know, in this weather, when they put all this salt and stuff like that on the road, there'll be a lot of bad stuff flying into your windshield, you know, and if you'll have to use it, you know. So I hope my nozzles over there are not frozen. And so windshield wash, extra water, and then of course food. But I had breakfast here, but I just went inside and I bought 2 protein bars. So each protein bar is 22 grams. Now I prefer, if I can find these, I prefer these. These are now my favorite. Not the chocolate chip, but the oatmeal chocolate chip. Because chocolate chip, that's just, I know, I'm allergic to dairy products. So this one still has chocolate, but a little less. So I have that. So that's like a small steak each. And you can eat this with water, right? Once I ran out of coffee. But yeah, so that's the bad situation. And like I said yesterday, I'm glad that this didn't happen when I was driving with an excavator. But the weather is like where I was yesterday, where I started in Pocatello, that US 30, everything is fine. So all this bad stuff only happens in Wyoming around these parts, basically between, I think, Rock Springs and Cheyenne, you know. And so basically now I'm in the truck, right? Just ready to go. And so I went to get, because I was out of hands, I didn't have enough hands to carry coffee, protein bars, windshield wash, and a jug of water. So I went back in, and there's some very naive guy, and I'm like smiling to myself, geez, this guy knows nothing, you know. He's asking the cashier if she knows if the eastbound is open. So a trucker is asking a cashier for advice on road conditions, and I'm like, because I know that eastbound is open, right? Like I checked. And I'm like dumbfounded when the cashier opens some app on her phone and she says, westbound is open, eastbound is closed about 15 miles east of us. And I'm like, what? I was just checking. So now the original question of this guy no longer seems to be naive, you know, because this lady seems to know what she's doing because she lives here or she works here, right? So she has to keep an eye on road conditions because she has to get to the restaurant, or actually the truck stop somehow, and I guess she's not biking or walking, right? So she uses her car and probably takes her kids to school. And so they all have this little app. I think it's like 511 Wyoming. Hold on one second. Who's calling? That's my Verizon phone. Yeah. No, I'm not driving. I'm recording a video here with an update on Wyoming conditions.
Is snow there?
Yeah, it's snowing. The road is... Yeah, and I see guys are leaving. Right. And I woke up in the morning, there was a guy parked. You see like that guy's parked? That Digby? There was a guy parked right here, like 10 feet away from me, you know, 3 meters. Well, okay, maybe 5 meters, so 15 feet. Because he went like this, and there was a flatbed parked there on the very far right. And this guy was blocking that guy, he was blocking me. There was a guy next to me, like the parking was full. But the good thing I'm seeing now is that, first of all, the trucks are moving, right? Now, of course, there's going to be a jam. Because once some guy, like a not very experienced guy, you know, starts driving too slow, that's it. You know, it'll be very difficult to pass him because probably only one lane is clean. The other one is covered in snow. So, but that's the good news, is that the trucks are moving. Another good news is that now my thermometer, you see that, shows -4 Celsius compared to -10 in the morning, so that's a big difference. -4 is about, I don't know, 22, 24 F. See over here, but it's hard to see, is it eastbound or westbound, but somewhere here, I guess that mountain, see, it's all very slow, and then it's slow over here. All the way to Cheyenne, and then even past Cheyenne. Only here it picks up. You see the blue near Burns, Wyoming. The traffic speed gets normal. But over here, so basically it's probably will take me like 2 hours to reach Cheyenne. But I'm really concerned about this. It's probably that part that the Kishi was talking about. But it's all red, but it says 1 minute. Slow down. Okay, so it's not closed. Yeah, I think we should be okay. And Google Maps wants me to go which way? East is that way. East is to the right, so I don't know, it wants me to go on this road, go like this. Well, oh, and 3 more things here. 3 buttons, 3 magic buttons. So this one, see, there's a cross between 2 axles, so this one locks both axles. So basically I become like 4x4. This one locks the differentials on front axle, and this one locks the differentials on the rear axle. And differentials means that right now when the truck is turning, the wheels are spinning at a different speed, right? Because let's say when you turn left, the outside wheel goes over a longer distance, so it has to spin faster, otherwise the truck cannot turn, right? But sometimes, you know, if you have to go straight and the road is really bad and you're stuck, that's when you can lock them up, because if you go straight you don't care, right? But this one is better in this situation because I'll be turning on the freeway. And actually I called Kenworth just to confirm. I called Kenworth this morning and I said, which of these 3 do you think is better for bad conditions, winter conditions on the freeway? And the guy says, don't touch the differential locks because you can spin out and end up in a ditch. He says, just use this axles lock, you know, basically lock your 2 axles together so that both axles are spinning. But he says, I don't recommend using them for longer than 100 kilometers or 60 miles, because he says the temperature will start rising, because I guess they're not designed to handle too much travel. So basically it's for short distances, but 60 miles he says is okay. And he says I would not go faster than, he says, you know, 50-60 kilometers an hour, so like 35-40 miles. And to cancel that, you don't have to stop like when I'm driving, but you have to slow down below 20 kilometers an hour, which is what, like 12 miles an hour. So you cannot click it off when you're doing, you know, 40-50 miles an hour. So that's my kind of like plan B if things start going sideways, literally and figuratively. That's my button. And I guess there's a reason why they put this button, which is more helpful and more usable. The axle 4x4 they put closer to the driver, and the differentials lock they put further away. So they basically, you know, are you sure, buddy? They probably should put a sign in here. Are you sure? Anyway, so the engine is warm. We have DEF. We have 75% of fuel. Let us proceed. Okay, we'll just film until I get on the freeway. I hope my wheels are not locked up. Okay, let's check the brakes with this magic button over here. Oh, everything works. Amazing. Now, I see some people are like that. They always swim against the flow, right? Like CR England. Everybody's leaving the truck stop, this guy is parking. What's wrong with you? I'm joking, okay? I'm kidding, it's a joke. Now getting out of the truck stop is step number one. Usually it's not easy when a lot of people are trying to leave and there's ice and snow. But my tires are good and I have a very big tread. So this is gonna be a good test for my Bridgestone tires. And I'm running on 5 axles, like the
Head south toward West Curtis Street, Stockyards Road.
the axle 3, like the axle 3 is in the air. I hate these guys, you know, like with these tiny double trailers. They're super light, they have no traction. And now you see the stop sign? Look at this guy, YRC trailer 126909,
Turn left onto West Curtis
truck
Street.
67924, 67924. Running stop signs is not a good practice, buddy. You see? I stopped and that guy is still blocking my view. Yeah, you're welcome. That's why I said that getting out of a truck stop is never easy. And actually I was sitting at the restaurant and there was like a team drivers sitting next to me, and they said, oh, we're gonna wait because we just saw a FedEx truck go that way. And they said it was like this, you know, dual short trailers, and they said these guys are always spinning out, ending in ditches. And then of course they hit other guys. So that's the worst truck to follow in a situation like this.
500 meters, merge onto I-80 East.
And you see, that's why it's good that I waited. Come on. They put salt on the road, you see? At least on the ramp. All right. But you gotta be careful. And as always, usually I know that only one lane is okay to drive on. You see, like that lane is, you can see the pavement. Here it's still snow. So I'm gonna be driving slow, you know, I'm not taking any chances since I don't actually have to leave. I could have stayed, and the only reason I left is because they promised more snow later in the day. And then I'll be stuck here till Christmas. Yeah, okay, so now my lane has clear pavement. I like that. All right, so once we'll restart recording when I'm at that mountain. I'm a bit scared how the truck is gonna climb over there, but we'll see what's happening. So far so good. Well, I'm not sure what all these snow plows did whole night. There's still ice on the road, you know? And Yeah, I saw clear pavement on my side, then it stopped. I moved to the left because it was open over there, and now I see both lanes are pretty much, so it's all icy and snowy, so you cannot drive fast here. Like, I wonder if I had my Mustang, like how well would it hold the road with my all-season tires over here? Yeah, probably not very well, probably. But you see, the problem is that these are very small towns, right? Like Laramie, it's not a big town, so I guess they just don't have the resources, you know. But this is not good. There shouldn't be any ice on the road. So exit 316, so I'm 6 miles away from the truck stop. And you see how many trucks are on the westbound side, so it looks like they opened, like I saw trucks before, but now it's really like a convoy over there. All right, there's some kind of a message. Let's see what it says. Slick road, reduced speed, highway 210 closed. 210. Wyoming 210 is closed. All right, but nothing about I-80. We're doing good. Now let's watch this guy. Let me guess. 4x4? Hyundai Tucson. Because usually 4x4 guys, I see them, that's the first type of cars or trucks that end up. See that flashing light? The magic numbers are 4-5. Look at that guy over there, the guy who just passed me. Like, I was doing 56, he was doing 65, and he keeps going at the same speed, you know. Like, you know, when they do this, oh wow, look at that, so many trucks over there. But I'm just saying, when they do this, you should pay attention, right? Because the reason, why would they want to reduce the speed? Well, it's probably because before there had some bad accidents and people died, you know, when they didn't do it, you know. So screw this. I'm driving by the book, you know. That's how we roll. We roll by the book. And ELD. It says 45 miles per hour. Who am I to argue? And we're going up, you see, like the road goes up, and that's why you cannot drive fast here. So I'm just listening to my truck, trying to feel it through the bottom of my pants. As soon as it starts sliding sideways, that's it, I'm switching that. We're switching the four. Oh, wait a second. So we caught up with this YRC guy, the guy who ran the stop sign. See, like the road. What is that guy trying to do? That guy is trying to leave the shoulder. Oh no, only one light is flashing, but he's broke down. Alright. Oh, so that's the mountain. So this is the mountain, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. No, I'm definitely not not driving fast over here. I is scared. Yeah, you go, Mr. Peterbilt. I'll catch you on the rebound. You're gonna be my reconnaissance team, all right? So if I see you in the ditch, then I know that I gotta slow down even further. But one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to be hit by that double whammer YRC. well, it looks like this part was the first they sprayed salt on, right? So at least my right wheels are on the pavement, not on ice. Yeah, we're gonna drive like this. Screw this. Not taking any chances. And actually what helps is that even though I am empty, but my truck is relatively heavy, you know, like I'm 53,000 pounds. I'm definitely heavier than a regular, you know, like a drive-in, right? Like the truck would be maybe 20,000 pounds and the trailer will be, I don't know, 12. So the guy is 32, right? My empty weight is 53. Oh, it's Schneider. It's not YRC. It's Schneider truck 67924. Due in for some extra training. Now this is beautiful. I feel like a Santa Claus, you know? I would move to the middle lane, but I like this one. There's nobody behind me. I'm the fastest kid on the block. And also I don't want to be too close to these guys because it is a steep hill. See, like this guy flashing lights, and in case somebody again is gonna ask why the guys are using their flashlights, it's basically it's because of the season. They don't do it in the summer. It's because of the Christmas coming, and people that have lights, they flash them. Like, I'm not in the Christmas mood yet. Okay, let's move that way, because at least over there again I see a patch of pavement. All right, doing good. And this was the scary part that made me stop in Laramie, because I didn't want to be here after sunset. So I don't know, maybe I did the right thing, maybe I did the wrong thing, but exit 323, 13 miles east of the Petro truck stop. I can still turn around. Well, the road looks, the color is good, blue. And the sky is getting better that way, but not this way. And I know, I think after the rest area, I think that's it. Levels off. Yeah, Lincoln Monument, right? Kurt Gowdy State Park. No, we're not going there this time. I'm sorry. I got a couple of errands to run, like to get to Iowa 80. Okay, so what is this guy doing? Is he going to the park to do some wildlife photography, or does he keep driving? We'll know in a moment. Because you would not believe how many amateur photographers are among truckers. And I'm not sure where my lane is. There's no, you cannot see anything. And that's when you load it, that's the good thing. In this kind of weather, you always want to have some weight on your drives, right? So that they don't spill, that they don't spin. we have some flashing light. What is that? Is that a, no, that's a, oh, that's a plow. Okay. See, and he's going to the ramp, so he's gonna turn around and go this way. Now these guys looks like they spent the night over here. Well, I didn't see anybody in the ditches, but it's all snow over here. Look, it's all snow. Guys are passing me. The speed is still 45 miles per hour, so we're gonna move this way. I don't want people pass me on the right. Yeah, you go, buddy. Dodge Ram. 4x4. No, I'm serious. I always see these SUVs and big pickup trucks in ditches, you know, because they think they're immune from bad weather. Well, just snow. That's it. Snow and ice, and people are flying by. And I just wanted to mention one more tip. If you are new to this kind of weather, is try to stay in high gear, you know, because the lower the gear you drive in, the more torque there will be at the wheels, and they're more likely to spin. So it's better to, you know, drive it like lower RPM, but stay, let's say, you know, gear 8 in a big truck. Jesus, just snow. Like again, where's the snow plows, you know? Like it's getting better a little bit. At least I can see the broken line separating the lanes. Like this looks like Alaska. I don't know. Since I said something in Russian on the air, so the next couple of minutes will be a note to our Russian language subscribers. Вот такая метель. Замело штат Вайоминг. Это автострада 80. Еду обратно, поскольку груз доставил в Айдахо. И там, конечно, для меня грузов нету, поскольку я канадец, пока по Америке грузы возить не могу. Нужен только груз, который идет в Канаду. Поэтому делаем такой relocation, передвигаем объект из Айдахо в Айову, потому что в Айове есть много заводов там, которые отправляют сельхозтехнику, всякие экскаваторы, бульдозеры. И хотел уехать сегодня часов в 7 утра, и дорога была закрыта. Сейчас наконец-то открыли, но условия, как видите, довольно опасные. Я не хочу торопиться, я пустой. Не хочется оказаться в кювете. В остальном все нормально. Грузовик работает отлично. Трейлер, полуприцеп, надеюсь, в скором времени поменять. У которого плоский пол. And I just passed the first accident. But I don't know what was wrong with me. I was talking in Russian, right? And somehow my brain got screwed up, and when I wanted to start recording, I clicked the button, you know, to start recording, but because to me, like, talking in Russian is like a different camera, different movie. And I realized that when I pushed the button, I actually stopped recording. And what I saw was, I saw a pickup truck sitting here in my lane, facing my way, with a totally screwed up bumper and the radiator. And then further down there was a semi parked on the shoulder, and I see there's a woman from the pickup truck talking on the phone, and there's a guy coming towards her from the truck talking on the phone. But since her bumper was screwed up, I think she hit him, you know? And it looks like it just happened, you know? Probably all of these guys, you know, like they're flying by me. I mean, some of these guys. Why are you driving like that? Like, okay, my advice to newbies pulling drive-in trailers. If you see a heavy haul guy with a big float trailer, you know, driving slow, maybe you should, you know, pay attention. You see, something is happening here now. I see there's something at the top of the hill over there. Oh, yeah, the guy's the guy flipped out. Oh boy, the guy flipped out with the trailer. What? And this just shows you how dangerous this road is. You know? You see? So the guy at the top of the hill, it's slippery, and he spun out. Oh wow, like he was there, like the truck was there. I think the truck got separated or something. Yeah, so it just tore off. Jesus. Probably this guy is responsible too. Something happened here maybe. Now if cops and fire trucks show up here, that's it. This road will be blocked for 3 hours. No? Wow. But at least the guys walking around, they seem to be okay, you know. But that's what I'm trying to say. So this video is a serious message, you know. Don't speed. Okay, where's my lane? I don't see my lane. There's something on that side over there. That's just road work, I think. Yeah, just some kind of a containers over there. No, that's just a sign. Oh boy. So mile marker 340. I did 30 miles from the truck stop, so I think and that's not good. I see the road in front of me is all yellow, amber, slow traffic. Now, how is this guy driving with an oversized load? Aren't you supposed to sit at a truck stop when there's snow on the road? Scary stuff, boys and girls. As DOT says, you know, they use this formula: no unnecessary traffic. So that's what I would call it. If you don't have to drive, stay home. But I gotta drive. I gotta find a load, right? I cannot sit there. But no, not a good idea. Jake brakes are not a good idea. Here's another guy, and it's slippery, slippery. Trying to brake. This is accident number 3. So a pickup truck, a guy spun out again. Wow, unbelievable. It's like a war zone, you know. Okay, the road is still amber. Why we're still... Let's see if anything else up ahead there. No. Just says slick road, reduce speed. Roger that. Oh, a guy's in the ditch. Check this out. At the bottom of the hill, you see, at the bottom of the hill, it starts getting slippery. They just drive, and then probably they hit the brakes. Boom. The guy is okay. Big hill. I don't like this. This is this is slippery. I got scared for a second. The truck started going like this. You cannot touch brakes, you know. Cheyenne, 20 miles. And I'm approaching I-25 on I-80, and as you can see, the road here is much better. So this is practically Cheyenne. I mean, yeah, Cheyenne. The only problem is that I passed the overhead sign that said something about Nebraska, like being I-80 is closed in Nebraska, somewhere like mile marker 20. What do I hear? Well, the guy just gets stuck or something. But it says, it does not say that cannot press. No, well, what else would they say? They say the road is closed, seek alternative route. You know? But it's still quite far, I think, from here. I'm not sure. Maybe an hour. So we're gonna keep trucking and see what develops. But this is the area that, you know, you really don't want to be in during a snowstorm. And then as soon as I left Cheyenne, the road became worse. Now we have ice and snow. Only the shoulder is, I have to drive on the shoulder. And there's another accident. There's a car in the middle. Some cops are on the scene. Slippery. Now here's another one. The guy's in the ditch, and the tow truck blocked the road over there near McDonald's or whatever it is, like truck stop. See, they're trying to pull this guy out. Now I'm not sure what's going on. This is Nebraska. And it's a work zone, and it says, you know, two-way traffic, right? So they close the other side, and we're all driving on this side, but I'm not sure why, but I saw one car come from that direction, and that's it. See? Well, today is Sunday, but I don't know why there's no traffic. Alright, I see a truck. Let's go ask him. Where's everybody? And this is just east of the border with Wyoming. That's where they said the highway was closed at mile marker 20. Now this guy is driving 10 miles an hour. Uh-huh. If he's scared to drive here, just wait till you pass Cheyenne and you get on I-80 over there. I'm so happy I get out of that area. So this here requires a really, you know, precise driving, because I cannot go too much left because of the snow, and then it'll pull me in and I start hitting these, you know, safety cones or whatever they're called. But on the right there's that, you know, rumble strips, right? And I don't want to drive there either. So I gotta stay right on the edge of those strips. That's why I still remember I read about this with kind of like amusement. They did a study where they compared stress levels in truck drivers and helicopter pilots. Guess which job was more stressful? You know, just, we're not talking about paperwork, you know, we're just driving. We are talking about driving and or flying. You know, just operating the vehicle. So it turns out the trucker's job was much more stressful, because we have to operate within these very small margins, you know, like at least when you fly a chopper, right, you have up and down, right? And you never fly this close to obstacles like we're driving here, right? And I'm not even talking about the traffic that passes me, that these guys over here, that that's why, wow, look at this. They're hardly driving because I guess there's snow over there. No, there's ice on the shoulder. Interesting. Like, yeah, my side is much better. And they were not kidding about mile marker 20. Check this out. And that's why I was driving slow, right? I was hoping that by the time I reach this, and you see, this one doesn't even show you. It just shows amber, which means, you know, slow traffic. No, but actually over there, it does show slow down ahead. You see?
There's a 5-minute slowdown in 50 meters.
Oh, really? Thank you, ma'am. Slow down my butt. There's no slowdown. It's a dead end. No traffic. And this is Kimball, Nebraska. I knew it. I wanted to stop, but there was a TA there, but I looked at it. It's so crowded. So yeah, so I better go and clean up my license plate and my lights. I'm pretty sure they're all covered in snow in the back. At least the road is more or less okay here. I just need to get out of this last slowdown. And look over there. Is that a moose or is that a cow? Wow, check. Well, it's pretty far. You guys cannot see, but there's something huge that wants to go on the road and start playing soccer with trucks. Oh, that's probably a cow. I don't see any antlers. Scary. Just one cow. Like, where's your buddies? Oh, they're over there. So this one decided to come to the road and check the weather conditions, and then she's like a reconnaissance cow, and then she'll go back and report to her sergeant commander. Anyway, very exciting. You gotta love, you know, driving in winter, because then all of a sudden my videos become much more interesting. So looks like, you see, that's when I use CB radio. The only time I use CB radio is an emergency like this, and I thought it was because of the weather, but then it's kind of doesn't make sense. The road is actually, you know, I can see the pavement in both lanes, right? And then I switched on the CB, and I hear people talking about a jackknifed truck up ahead, and they say there's a fatality, and it's like, looks like it's a tanker, so there's a spill. And everybody says we're gonna be here a while, because of, you know, when there's a fatality, they do investigations, right? They measure stuff, and that takes cops a very long time. Like the westbound side is open, trucks are moving, but we are totally dead in the water. And another thing I wanted to point out is why, when you're moving all over US, why it's a good idea to have a spare phone. Right, I took a picture, like when I was parked, you know, no driving. I took a picture of the jam, and I posted kind of like a warning to other guys. I said, I-80 East is closed at mile marker 20 near Kimball, because I can see the sign says Kimball exits. Kimball, K-I-M-B-A-L-L, Kimball, Nebraska. And I posted that, and I put it on Facebook. And then I'm checking, and I don't see, like, where's my post, you know? And there's a little message that says, we'll post your picture, we'll make your post public once you back online. And I'm like, what? And I look at my bars, and there's nothing. So there's no service on my Rogers phone. That's Canada. But when I'm in US, it uses AT&T or T-Mobile. No, it's pretty much AT&T, but see, Nebraska, Iowa, like, there's no bars, there's no service. Actually, wait a second. I think I got something. Oh yeah, I did have an email. Oh, so it does happen, like, you know, once in a blue moon. So let me check. Did they post my? Is my post on Facebook or not? Oh yeah, it's here. Cool. I-80 eastbound is closed near mile marker 20 in Kimball, Nebraska. Alright. But you heard that sound? Like, notification sound? That's my other phone, the one I got in Dallas, Texas when I was at the truck show, and this is Verizon. And as I knew it, Verizon is I have probably 3 out of 5 bars, you know, like sitting in the middle of nowhere with that reconnaissance cow now gone back to over there. And so Verizon is working. And now I was able to hook up Verizon to my headset, to my wireless headset. So now this one is set up to recognize both Samsung and my LG, so I can use either or. Now unfortunately I cannot use this as a hotspot anymore because I used up what appears I had 20 gigabytes. I was under the impression I had 75, but I can still upload a video with a cable from the computer, and if I send it directly from the phone, then that doesn't count as a hotspot, and I have unlimited internet. So that's what I'm gonna do from now on.